What is up, everybody? All right. It is the afternoon stream. I just had a delicious lunch of roasted chicken with leftover sweet potatoes from yesterday and a handful of almonds and cranberries. And now I'm on my second cup of coffee. Taxes. Yeah. Today I got my notification today I need to pay my quarterlies between now and the 15th. I didn't feel like doing it today. Probably do that tomorrow. What is tomorrow? Saturday? Tomorrow's Thursday. All right. Are we playing Crimson Desert right now? What's that? No? Yeah. Didn't think so. You can head over to my YouTube channel if you want thoughts on Crimson Desert. That was the game we played this morning. That's the game we'll be playing tomorrow morning. Right now we're playing Starfield. So strap in. If you have questions about Starfield, we're happy to talk Starfield right now. Starfield is for lovers. I agree. I have not seen the new trailer. Let me go pull it up on YouTube. I don't want to watch it on Twitter. Hang on, I'll pull it up. Starfield Free Lanes update. Let's get this maximized. We're going to go ahead and open this so we can watch this together. Thanks for letting me know. I'm just now sitting at my desk, guys. From my morning break. So no, I have not had a chance to watch this yet. So, hang on, because we're going to clip this out for a reaction here in a bit. This is new Free Lanes trailer. And we're watching this at 9 minutes in. All right, let's take a look at this new trailer for Starfield's Free Lanes. By the way, if you're watching on TikTok, you won't be able to see this. You'll need to head on over to our YouTube, Twitch, or Kick. Cruise through space. That's one of the new Terran Armada ships. Freely travel between planets. Oh, those animation sequences, I love them. Set a course with autopilot. Take more time on your ship.
I did work in a morgue once.
Oh!
But I don't consider it a job so
Goth
much as a
girl.
lifelong passion.
Please tell me we could romance her.
Good talk.
Install the ship optimization terminal. New ship mods. Maria for the win. Defend against interdictions, which can pull you out of cruise mode. New ship upgrades. Oh yeah, stealth mode, baby. X-Tech upgrades. Collect new tech resources. Legendary effects and skins. cinematics team kicks ass.
The further you go outside of settled space,
That shot right there was
the
dope.
more you will need to rely on your own outposts.
Asteroid Manor. Can't wait for that place. By the way, Tim Lamb did an extended tour of that base with us when I was at Bethesda. Yeah, it was awesome. The pet really well. Take things with you through the Unity. More to explore. Anchor Point Station. New POIs, a new vehicle. That was a new Terramorph, wasn't it? Ah, that's a fucking trailer right there, guys. Yeah, that was a trailer. That was pretty sweet. Let's go back to that really quick, because that shot right there. Gotta love it. Free Lanes update coming soon to Starfield. We will be playing, obviously, in less than a week is when we're going to be rocking in. Yeah, there's a ton of new stuff. So if you haven't watched the full update, I did like a 15-minute video a few days ago on all the things coming to Free Lanes. That was a great highlight reel. Phenomenal trailer. Definitely. Thanks to whoever said to go watch that. I wasn't aware that that was available yet because I literally just sat at my desk after a nap and lunch. So that was a nice little thing to take a peep at. Hell yeah, man. It's a good time to be a Starfield fan. End of story. Alright, let me go through chat, get caught up on everything here. I can close down this window here, by the way. Oh shit, I forgot to like that video, by the way. Never mind. Hang on. By the way, the new Masters of the Universe trailer looks dope as hell too, guys. Alright, there we go. I gave it its like. Oh, I also need to drop a comment. By the way, I've got my PS5 edition pre-ordered and ready to go. Can't wait. Alright, now I can get caught up on chat. April 7th can't get here fast enough. I agree. Did I get to play the update at Bethesda? It was a hands-off update. We were in the theater for about 40 minutes, 45 minutes. Tim Lamb played live in front of us, showed us a bunch of stuff while we asked questions. It was dope as hell. Oh, it's selling like hotcakes. It's still it's been number one. The premium edition has been number one on the PlayStation pre-order store every day since it was announced. I think it's been 2 weeks or more than 2 weeks. Wasn't it the 17th? More than 2 weeks. It's been like 15 days, I think. Something like that. Every single day. Number one in the pre-order store. Starfield is for lovers. Yeah, yeah. Is it Tuesday yet? Yeah, cruise mode's going to be cool. I really hope we can do romance options with Muria, the new companion. I highly doubt all the mods from are going to be available on PS5. Do I read TikTok live comments? I do. If they're not relevant, I don't answer them. And you're not a paying customer. As always, I prioritize my paying members, who are the people who pay me subscriptions and memberships over on YouTube and Twitch, TikTok is not a monetized platform for me. So you guys are watching for free. I answer the TikTok chat when I feel like it and if the comments are worthy of being replied to. But I always prioritize the paying members who have been here for the past 5 years supporting me and helping me grow and building us into the community that we are today. So sit down, shut up, enjoy the show, and if I read your comment, feel blessed. Otherwise, get the fuck out. Steely says, any chance you could show the Planetary map? Does it show the scale of the game? It absolutely does. And give me 2 seconds, we'll get logged in and you can take a peek at the map. Do I have a favorite spacesuit design? Ooh, yeah, there are some really good ones. I do happen to like the version of the Starborn suit that I'm in right now, but I will also say the UC Vanguard quest line, when you get down into the base in Mars where what do they call the Red Devils have their base on that quest line, there are some suits of armor down there that are super cool. Super cool. And also, the new Tracker Alliance stuff had some really good new stuff because we picked up some of the new gear, like the new Mantis suit, the Assassin suit. This is what I'm currently wearing. I love the look of this suit right here. This is my Starborn, I think it's the Locust set. I always forget the name of it. Yeah, Starborn Spacesuit Locust is what I'm currently wearing. This is one of the Starborn variants, which I love. I think it's really cool. All right, Steely over on TikTok wanted to see the Planetary map to show the scale of the game. Yes, so there are over 1,000 planets to explore. So this is Aquila, which is in the Cheyenne system. We are currently on Aquila. Okay, orbiting Aquila, we have the moon of Kodos. We also have the moon of Bindi, and we also have the moon of Antherum. Now, if we wanted to see this in a slightly pulled back view, we could go ahead and pull back a little bit. Now we see the entire Cheyenne system. Okay. Now within the Cheyenne system, we obviously have various planets. Each planet has moons, like Stellus has 4 moons as an example. Over here we have Navaja, which has 5 moons. You can go land on every planet. You can land on every moon. And you can explore all of these places. There are handcrafted POIs as well as procedurally generated POIs, much like the way No Man's Sky does it. So this is one system. Now we can go back even further from here, and we can go out and see this entire system. Now, this is pretty big. We can go all over the place. I have, you can hold this button and it'll zoom out a little bit. We can also start to see all of the different systems that you could go explore if I hold that button. This is showing us just a corner, like we could scroll all the way over here. It won't zoom all the way out to show us everything. Each one of these individual systems has a variety of planets and moons that you can go to. So just pick one, like, I don't know, Sparta. If I wanted to jump to Sparta, we could just go ahead and jump there right now. Now that we're in the Sparta system, we can go ahead and check the map again. And now we can see that we're on Sparta 3 is where we jumped to. We could pull back, and this is the Sparta system. There are a variety of planets in the Sparta system that we could go visit. Yes, there are over 1,000 planets. Now, it is true, Steely. I'm going to say this because there will be some people in chat who will criticize the 1,000 planets for having procedural generation and procedurally generated POIs. We actually did a video earlier today, right before I think it was before I took my nap. Someone redeemed a Renfail rant over on Twitch during the morning stream, and we published that out. We talked about how the 1,000 planets in Starfield are like the 1,000 doors in Skyrim. If you start going through every single door in Skyrim or Oblivion or Fallout 4, for example, you're going to start to notice, like in Mass Effect 1 as well, Mass Effect 1 is one of the most horrible games for the copy and pasting of interiors where it is side quest, areas. So when you start to explore these 1,000 planets, there are some repeatable. You'll start to see some procedural generation and some repeatable POIs in between the handcrafted stuff. One of the things they addressed with Free Lanes, and thanks for the super chat, Annie Roberts, appreciate that. One of the things they addressed in Free Lanes is they are adding more POIs, more space encounters, more dungeons, and more content overall to help reduce the amount of repeated POIs. But like we talked about on the video this morning, if you start to go through 1,000 doors in Skyrim, 1,000 doors in Oblivion, 1,000 doors in Mass Effect, you start to see the same interior layouts repeated over and over. Every single merchant has the same interior layout. Maybe things are placed just slightly different. Every single house has the same layout, the same stairs going up, the same basement in the bottom. They just slightly vary where the things are placed and how the enemies spawn. No Man's Sky does it to where you might have an exterior that's slightly different, but every single one of the space station and anomaly interiors are exactly the same. And every time you go to a planet on No Man's Sky, the outposts that you find, the little houses you find with the antenna and the little green landing pad, those are all the same. So there is some repetition across 1,000 planets. I would say for me, I started seeing it after about 50 planets, but that's something they are addressing with Free Lanes, is adding more stuff to it. Now, personally, that doesn't bother me because I play lots of video games and I see procedural generation show up in Lost, and I've been playing games a very long time. So I think the worst offender I've ever seen for a game that uses the same repetitive interiors is Mass Effect 1, which is universally praised as being one of the best RPGs of all time, and yet it has blatant in-your-face copy-pasted interiors for many of the side quests. So, when you start exploring these 1,000 planets, you will start to notice some repetitive POIs. Those will get better with the new update, but it is something, it's a fair criticism to make, and I want to give credit where credit is due, because Bethesda has been very open about the fact that they recognized that as a pressure point and addressed it with the Free Lanes update, which is coming on April 7th, which is a free update to everyone who owns the game, and people who will be coming in and playing it for the first time on the PS5 will be having it included already there. Timelapse Setchquick says, I also noticed that in Elite Dangerous with ground bases. Oh yeah, pick a video game, any video game you want, and you'll find repetitive content. We were talking about this yesterday. If you've ever played an MMO, Lord of the Rings Online, World of Warcraft, EverQuest 1, EverQuest 2, Star Wars Old Republic, the door, that door over there, yeah, that door, that's the same door on every single building. They just changed the color of it. Oh, that tree that's across the ravine, that's the same tree that goes across that river. And it's the same tree that's leaning up against that cliffside. And it's the same tree that's over there as set decoration. They just changed the size of the tree and the color of the texture on the tree. So all of these things. Korean Gamer says, same thing for Star Citizen. They'll mock Starfield for repetitive PIs, but forget that every bunker, every Stormbreaker site, all the Onyx facilities, and even Hathor are the exact same layouts of each other. Correct. Every game does repetitive layouts, repetitive interiors. They reuse the assets. They reuse animations. This is called game development for people who know this. But it is something I feel fair to point out to people, because I know that Steely said, oh my goodness, that's amazing, 1,000 planets. It is amazing, But it's also fair to point out the criticism, because someone in the chat will invariably say, yeah, but. So let's get ahead of that and say, yes, but they also are fixing that with free lanes and adding more variants and more POIs and more things. But going back to what we were talking about earlier, whether it's Skyrim, whether it's Star Citizen, whether it's Mass Effect, Lord of the Rings Online, No Man's Sky or Beyond, you will always start to see repetitive layouts, repetitive assets used, because companies don't have endless budgets and infinite time, so they will reuse things from time to time. And if you have a sharp eye, the longer you play a game, the more you're going to notice it. But also, if you're someone like me who just likes playing games, you don't give a fuck, because we're just here to play the games and have fun with them, not nitpick. That, oh my god, they reused an asset somewhere. Oh. Anyway, that's a great video for us to clip out. Steely says, most games have that, and anyone that complains about it is focusing on the wrong things. You're goddamn right. So, that is a great video to pull out and put up on YouTube later. 27-minute end. We can call that. I did Voodoo. It's #1 in the pre-order store every day for the past 2 weeks. Go PlayStation Go. The original question, what was the statement? Scale of the game. The scale of Starfield. Great question, by the way, Steely, over on TikTok. And by the way, for people who say I don't respond to TikTok chat, yes I do. But only if it's an intelligent question. And also, we always prioritize YouTube and Twitch. I always remind people of that. Let me catch up on the other chat, guys. I think we got to go ban somebody over on YouTube. I saw somebody spamming something stupid about PlayStation earlier. By the way, thanks for the super chat earlier, Annie Roberts. Yeah. This was the person claiming PlayStation is dead. Yeah, we're bye-bye. Not true. Don't want you here. Console war bullshit is not something we approve of on my channel. Let's see here. Starfield lore is awesome. It is awesome. And that was a badass trailer. Yes, I obviously own this on the Xbox, which is what we're playing on right now, and I just got it pre-ordered over on the PlayStation 5. I'm going to be playing it on the PS5 Pro Enhanced. Fistafori said, just saw the new Free Lanes trailer before coming to the stream. Looking great. Gonna start a new character on the 7th. Me too, me too. Give us an example of what you're talking about, P. Aranoid, over on YouTube. When you say quality over quantity, can you give us an example of what you're talking about? Because I think you posted that in the middle of our discussion about games that do copy-paste, which every game does. So I would love to hear your example of a game that does quality over quantity so that you can back up your statement with a little bit of an example for us to understand what you're trying to say. Bereal says they're always going to find something to complain about. They will. Sanitarium says people just choose to hate this game for no reason. Yeah, I have a great Twitter X interaction from earlier today, which I'm gonna go point out here in a second. Draken says some planets have the same trees or same looking animals in No Man's Sky. They absolutely do, because there's only so many variations that are programmed in. Studios have limited budgets? No. Time-lapse sketchbook, correct. That's one of the reasons why more companies are wanting to bring generative AI into the art pipeline, because it would give them a larger asset pool to draw upon for procedural generation. People want every tile on the planet to be generated like Disneyland. Oh, jam-packed. Yeah, that's so unrealistic. Yep. This playthrough has over 550 hours. Premium admission for the win. It is a good time to be a Starfield fan, Stubbs. Are there different races? No, there are not at the moment, Voodoo, and I'll tell you why. So the story of Starfield, the history of Starfield is humanity in space.
Hey, Dad? Will you read to me tonight before bed?
Read to you? Sure. I'd like that very much.
I'll wait for Sam and
You haven't
Cora
asked
to
me to
stop
do that in a
talking
long
to
time.
further iterate on that.
And will you do funny voices for the characters? Like you used to when I was little?
You just try and stop me.
Sam is such an awesome dad. So there are not any at the moment. They might add them later, but the story of Starfield is the story of a young humanity in space. So when you start the game, especially if you go through Mast, which is the there's a museum down at the bottom of Mast on New Atlantis, and you can go through that, and there is a museum where you can listen to these displays, and they will tell you the history of the settled systems. I don't remember the exact timeline off the top of my head, but it's only been a few hundred years of humanity being in space. So the story of Starfield right now is based upon these events that have happened up until this point, and it's very much humanity struggling with their problems in a post-destroyed Earth era, where they had to flee to space to survive and brought all of their problems and their baggage with them. And so there's civil wars, and there's factions, and there's different parts of the settled systems where you have different groups who are vying for control over these sections of space. It is very much the story of humanity's first steps into space, and it's a human story. It's a story about humanity in space. So it's not like Mass Effect, where it's a story of humanity joining a bunch of aliens who have already been in space for a long period of time. It's humanity dealing with human problems in space. That's also one of the reasons why the 1,000 planets aren't jam-packed with alien civilizations and teeming cities bustling with life, because the way they set this game was that we're setting this in the early stages of humanity, so there's exploration. You can go out there and explore. You can find planets that there's nobody's been to yet. You can set up a mining operation. You can explore the caves, find animals that no one's ever seen before. And you can explore space and the vastness of space. They worked with NASA on creating this game in terms of what does space look like. So this is not a game like Mass Effect where you have a handcrafted 10 planets, and there's, a bunch of aliens who have complex civilizations and everything else. This is the beginning of humanity in space. Where it goes from here, we don't know. But as of right now, yeah, just humans. Ninja says, thanks for the latest video on piloting. That was the tip video that went out this morning. I'll definitely be using that to level up my piloting skill. You're welcome. There are more tips coming every single day at about 4 a.m. Central. I am releasing a brand new beginner's guide for PS5 players, getting you prepped and ready to go for when the game launches on the PS5. So stay tuned for tomorrow's update. As always, those videos go out to channel members first on YouTube, and then after that they go out to the general public the following morning. So usually what happens is I'll publish those afternoon. Sometime this afternoon I'll have a new one up that'll be available to channel members first, and then tomorrow morning it goes out to the public. So if you want a preview of that, you want to get over to YouTube and join as a channel member. But that's independent of the streams, so that'll be later. Why would I want to compare this to No Man's Sky when it doesn't really have anything to do with No Man's Sky? The better question is, Do you like this more or No Man's Sky more? The better question is, I've played hundreds of hours of No Man's Sky, and I've played hundreds of hours of Starfield. I love each game for what they bring to the table that is unique to their own environment. I don't want them to be carbon copies of each other. I don't want the games to be like each other. I play each game for what it offers in its own uniqueness. Can't wait for Light No Fire. No Man's Sky is an awesome game. Starfield is an awesome game. Play all the games. Comparison to the Thief of Joy. Do-do-do-do-do-do. The easiest answer to that question, Kate Man, is to go Google what is a franchise. Go Google the word franchise and you will have your answer. Because I'm not honestly going to do an education class today on basic like knowledge that looks like we had a bit of a internet hiccup there. Yeah, it's the ISP's crashed. I switched to my backup. It's the same thing it did yesterday, guys. I live in the boonies, and they are doing. I'm on the backup. I'll switch back over to the main internet here in a minute. But it's literally between us and the city. They are building a brand new 2-lane interstate, and they are working on the fiber optic between here and there every single day. So we get internet hiccups right now because of construction. It is what it is. There is no PvP coming to Starfield. It is a single player game, period. I don't know why someone was saying something about PvP coming to this. Alright, I am going to attempt to switch back to the main internet. This is what happened yesterday too. There's probably going to be another brief pause. If it turns into a longer than 30-second pause, it's because the internet got poopy on me and I have to restart everything, which could happen. So just hold tight. All right, I think we're okay. So, brief hiccup, we should be back. If your audio is gone, refresh everything. Yeah, don't expect them to ever put PvP in this game because it's an open world game. I'm not sure what that question was about. right. All right, one thing I wanted to show, because we were talking about people being angry for no reason, I've got an interaction over on Twitter X that we can point out really quick from earlier today, which I found incredibly amusing, and it highlights what we're talking about, which is sometimes people are just angry and they want to be angry. So I've got this one guy who's called Coldsfan, who is stalking every single post I make about... Here, I'm going to bring this up. A matter of fact, I got to show you guys this interaction because this is some funny shit. And this is the type of people who are just, they hate Starfield, they hate everything about this game, they hate Bethesda, they will stalk you, they will send you death threats. These are the crazy people of the world, right? Who really, really, really hate Starfield. So I'm gonna bring this open and show you guys this interaction because this is the kind of crazy shit that you're gonna deal with if you want to play this game in a public space. So let me go ahead and bring this over here. That is that post right here. So here we go. So Dark Lord Strider this morning redeemed this Renfail rant. I posted it out on my Twitter. This guy, he stalks my posts, right? And I love mocking him because I literally just copy paste his comments back to him and I change the wording slightly. So he says, we did the whole, 1,000 planets in Starfield are the same as 1,000 doors in Skyrim. And he says, but behind all those doors would be handcrafted content on each planet. It's the same 50 dungeons copy pasted. And I went, you mean copy pasted merchant interiors, tunnels, caverns, houses, and more? Which are what they're in Oblivion and Skyrim. And then he goes, why are you being obtuse on purpose? Why do you people so strongly defend Bethesda's worst game? And I said, why are you being so offensive on purpose? Why do you people so strongly attack a Bethesda game other people love? And then he goes, because every release, Bethesda puts out a worse product than they did last time. And I replied was, because with every release, Bethesda puts out a product that millions of fans around the world love and continues to grow as a company. New IPs, new partners, more fans, everyone who says, do you actually play games with your brain turned on? The last game they put out that was even worth playing was in 2002, and then I responded with my good old-fashioned troll tears fuel my retirement, and then he responded something else which says, does anyone even buy that shit? Also, I probably should have saved for retirement. So now we got to go over and do the free engagement shirt because he gave me another interaction for free, and so I respond with this one. And by rage baiting these dipshits, they will continue to post and drive things higher in the algorithm and bring me more fans. I have the best job in the world, but I feel sorry for people who are trying to stream Starfield. I've seen some horrific stuff happening to people who are legitimately trying to be positive. Like somebody yesterday was like, he's got like 2,000 followers on Twitter. He's like, I bought the game, I can't wait to play it, and he's got like 40,000 views on one of his posts, and the comments are just tearing him to shreds. Null says, Koldsky's the guy that tells devs to put fries in the bag. Full-blown Karen. Troll tears, baby. Anyway, feel free to give him a hug, guys. He obviously needs it. Okay, wouldn't there need to be online functionality first for PvP to be considered in Starfield, says Ali. Exactly, right? Hey, Amscon5897, have you played Crimson Desert yet? Sildra says, thanks for your great streams, based opinions, and general gamer vibes. Been watching you on YouTube for a while, didn't know you were on Twitch. We are everywhere all the time. I'm always live on Twitch, YouTube, Kick, and TikTok. Stubb says if I was a fan of the Colts, I'd be angry too. I didn't even notice that. Oh my god. Ah. You definitely saw that person's Starbright. That person stalks every single one of my Starfield posts. I got another one too, where his Twitter byline says, "My pronouns are fuck you. If you block me, I win." And they just stalk anyone who makes positive posts about Starfield. It is the funniest shit ever. I love all games 5 a.m., but I do prefer science fiction as a genre more than I do fantasy. So, I do like them both, but I do prefer sci-fi more than fantasy as a rule. Not always, but as a rule. There are exceptions to that rule, as with all things in life. Jesus, apparently I'm blowing up over on the Bethesda. Oh, somebody shared my video on how Oblivion has more loading screens than Starfield, and they shared it to the Starfield subthread in the Bethesda Discord, and I guess it's blowing up. Oh, that's some funny shit. United says just got a pro hyped to book up Starfield when the DLC drops. Nice. Oh my god. Oh, that's some funny shit. Alright, what was I even working on, guys? I got sidetracked with all the great comments. We have some great questions today, thank you. I've already gotten 2 videos to clip out, and we still have a guide that I have to work on today. I have thought about playing Helldivers 2, but it doesn't have a narrative story, so I haven't been compelled to want to play it. I need narrative storyline for my games, and it does not have a narrative storyline. What is the Great Laredo Caper? I don't... Oh, this is the girl who's like a... Oh, this is a fun quest line. She's like the little detective in Aquila. I love this quest line. We're totally going to work on this today. Will there be more content updates after Freelanes? They've already said there will be. Anybody who sends death threats over a video game needs help? Yes.
I bet a city like this has so many guns, you can find ammo in the trash. Not that I would dig through any.
I love Sahima's commentary. I have been playing, I think I have over 80 hours. I think I'm just around 84, 85 hours in Crimson Desert, Daryl. I would not buy it right now unless you are a content creator. I would wait. If you're just a normal gamer, I would wait, man. Don't let FOMO get to you. The game has a lot of issues. The controls are bad. It's got a ton of performance issues. I am having fun, but if I wasn't a content creator, I would not have bought that game. And I can't, in good faith, recommend it to just everybody. I think you really have to be able to put up with jank and performance issues, the controller's issues. They have been doing a great job. Pearl Abyss has been working their asses off to patch things, and I will give them credit for that. I would urge you to go watch all of my reviews and things on YouTube, Daryl, but also, like, check out this morning's stream as an example, because I got very frustrated during this morning's stream because of some issues like the fishing line breaking over and over when I wasn't even doing anything other than casting the line into the water and it kept breaking on the rocks. Like there's some serious jank that needs to be fixed. It is fun and it's massive. It is a hundreds of hour game. And I think Crimson Desert is worth the $70 if you're willing to put up with all of the stuff, the baggage. But, you know, I would say if you're on a budget, this is the thing. If you have the money to blow, Daryl, and $70 doesn't hurt your wallet, then fucking do it, man. It is a fun game. But if that $70 is a lot of money for you, and you're trying to decide between, you know, do I play Kingdom Come Deliverance? Do I buy Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, which is a polished game with 3 DLCs that's been out for a year and a half, or do I buy Crimson Desert for $70? I would tell you to go buy the game that's been out for a year and a half, that's been patched and polished, and has its DLCs already out the door, because that's going to give you 150, 200 hours of polished gameplay. You're definitely going to get 150 to 2 hours of content out of Crimson Desert, but it's not going to be polished, and you're going to be dealing with a lot of issues as they continue to fix it. It is fun, but there are caveats to that fun. Probably 6 months down the road, yeah, Cyberpunk 2077, another great game that you could go spend money on. Dude, I've done 2 full playthroughs of Cyberpunk 2077, extremely polished, highly enjoyable game. You know, so if you're on a budget, there are lots of games to choose from that have been out for a while that you could play.
Ever wonder how the Crimson Fleet seems to be everywhere?
All right, I think she is down here somewhere.
Sounds like a bad idea. That would change the culture. No, not a chance.
I'm Annie Wilcox. You're new in town, aren't you? That means I'm gonna keep my eye on you.
Nice to meet you, kid. Maybe I'll be keeping my eye on you too.
Nice try. But when I don't want to be seen, I'm like an Ashta in the night.
Nice to meet you, kid.
Is it? Or are you just saying that? See, I work for the Freestar Rangers. I'm the first ever Ranger Surveillance Assistant. And that's not some dumb made-up title. Ranger Emma Wilcox gave it to me.
Ranger Emma Wilcox. I couldn't remember what your question was, Askmon. You had said something about loading screens, I think. And I was going to make a joke about, I think the only game I've seen that has a worse, it is the loading screens and UI stuff in Crimson Desert is atrocious. And so I've been joking with people about that because when I see people talk about loading screens in Starfield, I'm like, yeah, but the loading screens in Crimson Desert, man.
Have extra important Ranger stuff to do.
And the UI and the map and the controls. Ah! I can't remember exactly what your comment was earlier. Something about elevators and... I lost the original comment. You're Ranger Emma Wilcox, so your mother is Ranger Emma Wilcox.
That's right. She's a senior ranger.
Senior
which means
ranger.
She's in charge of me and all the other rangers. Well, except Diego, because he's a senior ranger too. Oh, and the marshal. He's in charge of all the rangers.
If you own the premium edition Ibarunes on the Xbox or PC, the Terra Armada DLC is indeed for free. If you own the premium edition and the Free Lanes update. Yep, yep, yep. You must be pretty good to earn a title like that.
I'm the best ranger surveillance assistant that ever lived. Someday, I'll teach other kids the tricks of the trade. Gotta prepare the next generation, because I won't be here forever. So what's it gonna be? Are you gonna be a law-abiding citizen? Or are you gonna be on my list?
What list?
My list of people who might be troublemakers. So I have to watch them.
By the way, guys, I did not get to go for a run this morning.
You don't want to be on my list.
I literally finished my morning stream and was like, I'm going for a run. And then I walked into my office and it was pouring down rain. So instead of going for a run, I went and had delicious breakfast with my wife. And we sat and chatted about life and business and stuff for like 2 hours. So, no run today. And I feel lazy because of it. Arcane Gearsmith says, what swag did you get from your Bethesda trip? Well, I have some stuff that's coming in the mail. I was told, Cammie told me yesterday that there's some stuff that's coming in the mail. I'm supposed to get a tracking code for that later this week. And then I have a swag bag that I brought home. Just a little tote bag, which gave me a plushie. Just like the one Cora has in her room. And it is super soft, and I have to keep this thing away from my cats because 2 of my cats have found this and tried to take it for their own. And it's like, no, bitch, that's mine. And then I got a really cool Starfield bag, which is now covered in white cat hair because Blanca has found this and slept on it with the cool Greg Hildebrandt art on it, which this is one of the coolest. I love the Hildebrandt brothers. Like, I remember being addicted to the Hildebrandt brothers art back when they used to do the Lord of the Rings calendars years and years and years ago. I think Tim Hildebrandt passed on about a decade ago. And then I have a Starfield sweater, which I will probably never use because it doesn't get cold enough here to wear sweaters very often.
You're kind of suspicious right
But
now.
I did get a Starfield sweater. And again, there's stuff coming in the mail. So that one we're waiting on. And a plushie. This was easy to bring home on the plane because it was like, it's just a tote bag. But the other stuff was like, yeah, that'll get shipped. Am I going to be playing Pragmata? Nope. That one I'm passing on. Don't
That's
plan
the
to
right
cause any
answer.
troubles.
I just hope you mean it. Aquila City is just crawling with crime. It's everywhere. And it's up to us Rangers to do something about it.
I think only Greg Hildebrandt, because I think Tim passed on before they did any before Starfield.
And none of the adults believe us.
So we're hoping, you know, you can help us break it all open.
I did play Bloodlines 2. There's a playlist up on my YouTube channel. I own the Ultimate Edition of Bloodlines 2, actually. If there's a criminal loose, I'm here to help.
Emily was right about you. I was doing my ranger patrol one night, and there was a suspicious character casing Laredo arms. I watched him as long as I could, but I had to rush home for bedtime. First thing in the morning, I came back and interrogated Justin Sneed. And he said they were tracking down an inventory discrepancy. I told him about the suspicious stranger, but Mr. Sneed didn't believe me.
That doesn't seem like a coincidence.
Exactly. This case was too big for just one ranger, so I deputized Emily.
I'm an assistant ranger surveillance assistant.
Or, something like that. And we found out that the thief breaks in most nights, but like, really late. He's got his own key card. We just need to catch him. Security will believe you.
Alright. I'll see what I can do. Heck, you know what? Wait, he has a key card?
Emily caught him opening the side door one night. That's when we knew for sure we have an actual criminal here.
Well, I'll see what I can do.
You're doing Aquila City a big service. Best I figure he's there around midnight. You need to wait for him to exit Laredo, then catch him red-handed. We need to bring him to justice.
Well, I'm glad you enjoyed it. I don't personally do conversion mods for any of the games I play. If I want to play a Star Wars game, I go play a Star Wars game, like Jedi Survivor or Jedi Fallen Order. But I know Bubbalonia played the Star Wars mod over on his channel a couple months back. I think for people who like that kind of stuff, that's awesome. I don't personally get into those. This is, someone asked, is this a vanilla run? Pretty much. I do have some, we have like the Doom mod on for King Ath Creations. I own Watchtower, but I have it turned off for this particular playthrough. I don't really, I'm still, this is funny to say, I'm 550 hours in with this playthrough, but I'm still discovering new things all the time, so I'm still not ready to do mods in this game, because I still have a lot of vanilla left to uncover before I feel the need to start adding mods to my game. I did add Watchtower because of recommendations of a bunch of our friends, like Bubbalonia, Thorgan, etc. And I quite enjoyed that when I played it. I did not finish it. That was like last October, I think. October or November is when I tried it. It was really good. It was a fun little diversion when I was doing some in-between projects. I know for the new playthrough that I'm going to be doing from scratch on the PS5, we're going to be doing 100% vanilla. The only thing I'm going to install is the Trackers Alliance content from the Creations Store and things like any of like the official Bethesda mods. Yeah, we just watched the new Free Lanes trailer at the beginning of the stream, Stratica. Looking dope. What's up, Jacob Allen? Hello again. Delver Souls says time of day quests are very underutilized in many Bethesda games. Yeah, I can't think if there's any other quests in this game that use the time of day thing. That's a good point. We gotta wait till midnight. I gotta find a chair to sit down on somewhere. I remember doing this last year. I don't remember where I went and sat down at, though. Gotta find a chair. Thanks, Jagger Tiger. We aim to please. This is one of many games I play, but this is the day job. I do play a lot of games. Just make sure to check them all out. This is the second stream of the day. We've been playing Crimson Desert in the mornings. We're always live on YouTube, Twitch, Kick, and TikTok. Everything in between the streams happens on YouTube. Don't forget the Discord, the Patreon, the merch store, the Amazon store, the Homestead channel, and of course, all of the social medias. What is... That's the Laredo right there. I need to go find somewhere to sit down. I gotta wait till midnight. Why can't I just sit down on the box, man? Video Game History says, many heartfelt thanks for the great Starfield guides. There's also helpful tips in there for players who've already sunk quite a few hours in the game. I was very surprised at the number of people who didn't know about the unlimited storage chest in the Constellation Lodge. Hang on, someone said there's an armchair in the there's a chair in the range. Where? I do not remember why I sat down and waited last time. Can I just go in the back door and sit down? There's not a lock on this door. Oh no, that door's locked. Hold up! Hold up! I don't want to break in. I don't want to get in trouble here. Hello? There's a restroom. Can I sit down on the throne? No. I don't know that I've ever... Ooh, there's a chair. Yay! Found a chair. Alright, they said midnight, right? Burial says, I have 450 hours in the game. Did not know about the unlimited storage at Constellation until your video. Alright, we are waiting until... They said midnight, right? So we're at 6:30, 7:30, 8:30, 9:30, 10:30, 11:30. So wait 5 hours? Ish.
If you need help, Miss Lance is just downstairs.
I did not know that someone was going to follow me up into the office. I wonder if that's enough time. Not quite midnight. Hey there, buddy.
I'll be okay.
What? Shit.
Ha!
Yeah?
Okay. I caught you red-handed. Don't try anything.
I won't. Oh, God. This can't be happening. Oh, God. No. Security.
I'm good. I'm good.
Don't anybody move. Let's see. If it ain't the hero of Galbank.
That's right.
And who do we have here? Looks like you're carrying a lot of weapons for a nighttime stroll.
Hell, I give up.
Smart move. I got a tip something was going
Dude,
down
I
tonight.
love her outfit.
Was little Annie
With the
actually right
flashlight
about
and
all this?
everything. Where can I get one of those? You know what? You might want to consider giving her a real badge.
Now that's a terrifying thought. I got it from here. Aquila City owes you again.
Yes, you do.
And, thank Annie for me. Dear God, she's never gonna let us hear the end of this.
Oh, I never clocked that. That does sound like Pan Am. Dude, I love the outfit. I would love to have that.
I'm thinking this may be an inside job. We'll launch a full
I
investigation.
love the shoulder pad bag as well. There's like some sort of a radio or something on the belt. The clip, the flashlight, the belt. Dude,
Not looking forward to
can I
wrapping
get
up
this
this
outfit?
report.
We're doing a Google search really quick. This is Aquila City Security. Outfit.
Here's something else. I'm thinking this may be an inside job. We'll launch a full investigation.
Now there's people posting a glitch method, which I don't want to use. I don't want to kill guards. Everyone's saying wait until dark, find a lone officer patrolling the wall. Quick save, use a silenced weapon, kill the guard. If you're quick. I don't want to do that though. I don't want to do that. Guard says the security barracks has a... Oh, well, I need to go find where the security barracks are.
Thank you.
definitely need to go find the security barracks. Nice.
I'm not looking forward to writing up this report.
Holy shit, Pan Am's voice actor does the Freestar security in Starfield. So whoever clocked that as Pan Am, congratulations. That is the same lady. That's awesome. Alright, where the hell is the security barracks? I'm gonna get sidetracked off of this quest really quick because I want to go find this outfit. Stonewood Inn. You will go there to talk to someone during the Alpha Predator quest. Okay. Yeah, I don't remember. I don't see it on the map at the moment. So. Guard barracks are located in Midtown behind Shepherd's General Store. Let's see if I can go in there right now. Jacob says we won't judge if you use glitches. We all do. I know many people do. I do not. I try really hard not to do any glitches.
Okay, let's all just take a breath here. We all want to protect people from the Ashta. We're on the same side here.
The hell with that. This ain't the way things are done, and that's the end of it.
With due respect, I have repeatedly explained
This is
that
the barracks.
I do not need permission. I came to you in the spirit of cooperation, but if this is the reaction...
I've already done several videos on that exact subject, Pip Q, so I would urge you to head on over to my YouTube, well, you're on my YouTube channel, it looks like. Go to my Starfield playlist, or just do a quick search, and you will find multiple videos on the Free Lanes update, including one from 2 days ago, which explains everything about the new seamless travel and the Free Lanes update in general.
All right.
We need to be smarter, better in the way we handle the Ashta.
Well, we'll talk to her later. Right now I want to do a quick save. I need to go find some... Let's go see if there's any outfits laying around.
You don't need to wear your helmet on this planet. You know that, right?
Alright, time to find... It's everything within a system, Gitterman. Again, I would urge you guys to go watch the video, because I've done 2 Free Lanes videos which showcase everything, including the video from a couple weeks ago when I got back from my trip to Bethesda. We dropped a big old update on Free Lanes, including a bunch of video footage that I was allowed to share, which shows off all of the interplanetary travel. Some cool stuff.
Everything good? We're here to help.
Everything is good. Man, why are all the Aquila City security chicks hot as hell, dude? I want to come work here. They got fancy drips and they're cute to boot. Here's a box. Nothing in it, man. Hang on. What do we got over here? Oh, there's a security hat. Oh, that counts as theft. Good thing I have a quick save. Nothing yet. There's the gym. They've got these beanies everywhere, but no outfits yet. Boo. Well, I don't see any outfits at the moment. I'm just trying to see if there is a one of the Aquila City Guard outfits that I can grab a hold of. Dude, I don't know what happened in here, but I'm not the janitor, so... I was trying to find an outfit without needing to resort to, like,
Just keep your gun holstered
offing a
during your
guard
stay,
in
and
the
you'll be good in
outskirts
my
and
book.
stealing their... Yeah, I don't find anything in the lockers at the moment, Garrett. Maybe they're in the lockers later during the quest line. What's up, Thorgan? If you are playing on an Xbox or a PC, there is no reason to wait. You can go ahead and start a brand new character today if you want to, because once the update drops on the 7th, it's just going to become part of the game that you're already playing.
You don't need to wear your helmet.
Angry Ewok says, I think you also get it from the quest line as a reward.
If it weren't for the walls, the whole town would be an Ashta buffet.
Well, then maybe we'll come back and do that quest after we finish up helping our little assistant ranger. Oh, this is a great question. Hang on, guys. We're about to get sidetracked. Hang on! That is a great question, Excella9451 over on YouTube.
I feel for the folk in the stretch.
Let me
give a credit or two to the locals.
let me not be somewhere where there's going to be a bunch of bark, because I'm going to answer this with a rambling reply, and I don't want to be somewhere where there's going to be NPCs barking at us the whole time.
Be causing trouble now.
I think we should be safe up here. Theoretically, we'll be okay up here. Hang on, I got to get my notebook. I don't really pursue achievements. I think I've gotten many of them. I have 54 of 62. I've never gone out of my way to try to get achievements, so I've got over 50 of them, so just through naturally playing the game. Hang on, I gotta go find that question. That was a great question. So let me timestamp this. We're about to go on a 10 or 15 minute journey conversation, everybody. This will be, yeah, we can do this as a, all right. So Excella9451 just asked a question over on YouTube that says, hey, all, I just pre-ordered the PS5 version today. Congratulations. We also have the PS5 ready to go, and we will be playing from scratch alongside you and many other players. I'm asking myself, where does the massive playtime of some people come from? As an example, we have 550-ish hours or so. Can I just play a headhunter in space? or on the ground? Or do I need to do the campaign first? So, this is a great question. There is a partial answer that I can say I've already answered in partial. We did a video the other day that talks about the story of the game. It's one of our PS5 Beginner's Guide tips videos, which we've been publishing every single morning. And in that video, we talked about how there is no order to the quests in this game. Much like all Bethesda games, you can pretty much play the quest content in any order that you want. And I'm going to try very hard not to spoil things here when I say this. But if I open up this journal really quick and go to the missions, what I want you to look at is the row across the top where it shows main, faction, miscellaneous, missions, or activities. These are all the different types of things that you can do. Main missions are going to be the primary quest lines. The faction missions are going to be your faction quest lines. Second question while I'm talking about this, have you ever played another Bethesda game before Excella, or is this your first Bethesda game? And then I'll go back to this. Then there's miscellaneous stuff, activities. The missions are going to be what I want to talk about for the purpose of the question that you just asked, and it's a really good thing that we are in the Trackers Alliance, or not, excuse me, not Trackers Alliance. We are here in the Freestar Rangers because I can show you the mission board. But I'm going to leave this one because I actually don't have the access to that one. We're going to go outside of the Trackers Alliance one really quick because that one I have access to. And okay, you've played most of them. All right, so you're familiar with the Bethesda gameplay loop. You don't have to do the quests in any order. You can do things in whatever order you want. Now, one of the things I would argue that this game does better than any other Bethesda game is the fact that you can create your own adventure. You can create your own story. There's a variety of ways to do this. I gotta remember where is it downstairs, the tracker board?
There are always more bounties to collect.
Yes, always more bounties. I do not remember where
You must harden yourself against doubt, or succumb to its woes.
Somewhere around in this place is the kiosk that I'm thinking of, and I don't remember. Ah, here it is. So, yeah, so you can create your own adventure in Starfield. So, let's say you want to be a pirate, right? So, the easiest way to do that is you take your ship that you get at the beginning of the game, and you get some starship targeting skills, and you go out and you hunt down pirates or innocents or whoever you want to hunt down, and you can blow them out of the sky, loot their stuff, and go sell their stuff. Or you could disable their ships, board their ships, take out the crew, steal the ship, take the ship back to port, register the ship, sell the ship. You can steal the ship, take all the cargo on board, sell all the cargo, including contraband. You can also go out there, maybe you want to be a space trucker. So you want to deliver things from one place to another. Well, in that case, you're going to want to look for things like mission boards. So you can go to mission boards. Now, they're going to be different everywhere. This is the Trackers Alliance mission board, so it's probably going to be mostly kill quests. But these mission boards are going to be found all over the place. And the mission boards are going to offer you a variety of different types of radiant quests or endless quests. These are endless quests that have no faction tied to them. They are just things that you can do for fun whenever you want to. And it depends on which, because every faction has one. So we saw one at the Freestar Rangers a few minutes ago. I don't actually have access to that one yet because I haven't ranked up with the factions. But there are some that are freely available to everybody, like the UC. Like you go to New Atlantis, the first thing you see when you get to New Atlantis is there's going to be some kiosks up on the left. You can use that kiosk, that mission board. You can get missions. You can also install a mission board on your ship directly, and you can then just directly get missions from your ship. You'll find mission kiosks on space stations. You'll find mission kiosks all over the world, and those mission kiosks in taverns and other places are where you can pick up these different missions. And there's all sorts of mission types. There is deliver a product from point A to point B, play space trucker. There is deliver a person from point A to point B, play a transport. There is take out pirate leaders in their bases on different planets, where you can go to and you go down into the base and you physically take out all the pirates, capture the head of the pirate leader, and then you get a bounty for that. There is big space fight battle missions that you can pick up from the mission boards. Those allow you to then go off and however you want to. You can blow them out of the sky, or you can board the ships, take out the crew, steal the ship, and go sell the ship. You can also, if you want to, go join the Crimson Fleet and become a space pirate. Or if you want to, you can join the UC Vanguard or join the UC SysDef and become somebody on their side who flies around the galaxy keeping it clean like a space police for the UC Vanguard. Or you can come join the Freelance Rangers, the Freestar Rangers, who are like space cowboys kind of. And then what's really fun is if you go out of your way and you find the Mantis missions. I'm going to spoil a little bit of... let me get out of here, because Stash likes to talk. Bloodhound and Stash will go on for hours in the background while I'm trying to talk here, so let me go outside, because otherwise they're just going to bark at each other. Not to spoil anything, but there's also a special series of quests related to this thing called the Mantis, which you'll find out later on. And if you do the Mantis quest line, there are some really fun interactions that can happen in space because of the ship and the story and the armor and everything and what the Mantis is. So obviously it's a Bethesda game. So there are, the main quest is like 25, 30 hours long. Each one of the faction quests. Again, this is all explained. That stuff is explained in the other video I've got out that we just published 2 or 3 days ago in the Beginner's Guide series for our PS5 friends. So, spoiler-free version is that, yes, like a Bethesda game, there are arguably, I would say, probably 100-ish hours of content in terms of the main quests and the faction quests for you to do, depending on the pace and difficulty level and things of that nature. But outside of that is the fact that you can literally do endless quests with the mission board system that have nothing to do with the main story of the game, and you could literally play this game for hundreds if not thousands of hours and just do your own thing. Not to mention there's the shipbuilding component. So every ship that you can purchase, every ship that you could steal, every ship that you could find, or every ship that you want to start from scratch, you can build and modify all the ships in the game. So you could take it upon yourself to be a shipbuilder and sell your ships at the various ports. You could become a junker, where you go off and find junked ships in space, haul them back to the space stations, work on them, modify them, and sell them again for a profit. You could build an outpost on a planet, set up a automated mining facility or an automatic gas production facility, automate that process and have those things delivered to a chest, which then you can go sell at. You can also set up huge gardens through your outposts and become a vendor of specialty products and ingredients that people use for crafting. There's also the weapon modification system, the space suit modification system, wherein you could become a master smith of weapons. You could become a master spacesuit designer, modify everything you pick up in the game, and sell those things for a profit. There are literally, I would argue, I wouldn't say infinite, but there are many things that you can do in this game where you can create your own adventure without ever needing to do a single quest in the game in terms of the main quest. Like, you could just do your own stuff and never even touch the mission boards if you want to. We had somebody ask, I think it was last year, somebody asked, could I play Starfield like a flight sim and live on my ship? And we talked about this is probably about 6 or 8 months ago. I think we did a video on this. I was like, yes, but it would be a little challenging for some aspects of the game because you do actually have to physically land on stations in the early stages of the game so that you can get the resources to build the mission board. But once you put a mission kiosk on your ship, you don't ever need to literally leave your ship if you don't want to. You can like do everything, from there. And I would argue that cruise mode is opening that door even wider in terms of creating your own adventure as a space pirate or a space cowboy or, you know, smuggler, whatever you want to be. Oh, by the way, smuggling is another thing which I forgot to touch on. So like there's contraband in the game, right? So contraband is literally flagged as stolen goods, and you can get like a shield blocker on your ship which will help block the police from detecting that you have contraband. But if you wanted to be a smuggler, that's a whole nother system of the game, which is a side thing where you could become a smuggler, where you're literally going off into these locations and like finding contraband, which you're going to want to take back, kind of like with Skyrim or Fallout. You know, you got to find a fence to sell your stolen goods at. That's a whole nother thing too, because there are certain systems where you're going to need to go to get rid of that stolen gear. Because if you get caught trying to bring it into one of the settled systems, the popo are going to come after you for having contraband on you. So I'm going to read chat now because there's a bunch of stuff that other people are adding to this list of things you can do that have nothing to do with the main quests, where you get to create your own adventure. So I'm going to go backwards from here. Guard says, my first playthrough, I had about 150... hang on, I've lost it in chat. 150 hours, I'm thinking, setting up multi-planet mining, harvesting, and crafting operations to make money. Hang on, I gotta switch over here because I can see chat better on the other screen. Give me 2 seconds here. The industry gameplay is next level, says Allie. Space trucking, especially the passive no violence approach, would be pretty cool in this. You can totally do that if you want. You can totally be a space trucker and never do any combat at all, because you can run from fights. Like, you don't have to engage. You can just warp out if somebody attacks you. Jordan says Aquila and Neon have the best space trucking jobs. Doing this roleplay right now, and each star yard offers hauling quests. Noel says I'm doing a bounty hunter character right now, also including the Trackers Alliance creations. Allie says there's also a kiosk at the hitching post. Spiritus says, can I play free lanes on my old save? Yep. Dr. Ben says shipbuilding is what I'm excited about. Oh yeah. There's a ton of stuff you can do. Oh, and not even that. There's like, if you want to get into planet surveying, as an example, like people will pay you money for the survey data that you get from planets. And there's over 1,000 planets to explore. So if you want to go out there and be an explorer and visit all the planets and get the survey data from those planets, from surveying the flora, the fauna, and the POIs, you can sell that data back to make credits. So I would say that's the long version. That's a 15-minute video. I think we're good to go on that. I told you we were going to get into a good 14, 15-minute video. Can I create my own story? You absolutely can. So whether you do that on your own, independent of the storyline of the games, or you do that kind of stuff after you finish the main story of the game, that's one of the beautiful things and cool things about Starfield, is it really does allow you to live out that science fiction fantasy of being whatever it is that you want to be, doing whatever it is that you want to do. And I love the sound of a ship taking off. Where is that? I heard it. I heard it! I fell off the roof, man. By the way, I love these views at night. Somewhere over there. What's up, Studman? So hopefully that answered your question in terms of you can absolutely do anything you want in whatever order you want. You can ignore the quests entirely and just do your own thing. Yeah. Go forth and have fun. That's the most important thing. What suit am I wearing? Starborn something. Locust, I think. Yep. The Locust Quest. Locust Quest, sorry, Locust suit. Not only did I see the asteroid home in the trailer, Susanak, but when I was at Bethesda, Tim Lamb did an extended tour of that base. And I think my favorite part about it was him explaining it as like a massive James Bond villain super base. Like, it's massive. Like, trust me, the little snippets they've shown in the trailers do not do it justice. That is a massive base. So, have you seen the base tour I did of that, the Gagarin base that you got from Trackers Alliance? We just did a tour of that video, like last week when I finished up the Trackers Alliance quest. That's part of the new Trackers Alliance content. There's a brand new base that you get, right? And that place is big, but I think the asteroid base is bigger and obviously way cooler because it's an asteroid in space. I have close to 600 hours in this game. And have never crashed once, Dr. Man, playing on the Xbox Series X. But you can't ask about the PS5 because it hasn't launched on the PS5 yet, so we have no idea if there's going to be crashes on the PS5. If you've ever played a game at launch, and I'm assuming you have if you've played any games before, many games on launch day tend to have hiccups here and there. Those of us who love video games don't give a fuck because we know that crashes are a part of a video game's launch cycle. Patches happen and things get better over time. But I have never had a crash in this game, knock on wood, with, 550 plus hours or whatever it is. Never had a crash. Bear says, never crashed for me either on Series S or the PC. Allie says, I just hit the 700-hour mark a few days back. Nice. The big 7-0.
Hiya. Need something?
Did you catch the thief? Tell me it worked.
It totally worked.
Annie, what are you doing up? It's way past your bedtime.
Mom, I have to know.
I love this quest.
Right?
I totally got him, kid. Your hunch was right on the money. We got him.
I knew it.
Annie L. Wilcox, what did you do?
I told you about it. You know the Laredo robberies? Well, we caught the thief.
Wait, so that's real?
Of course, Mom. I told you.
She's telling the truth. You're not pulling my leg, right?
She and her friend really were instrumental in catching the culprit.
Oh, boy. Annie, we'll talk more about this later. But I'm proud of you. But you've got to be careful.
Yes, Mom. I'm gonna be the best Ranger surveillance assistant ever.
Thank you for helping my girl and anything else.
Oh, she is super adorable, Blueface. I would love more quests with her.
Preserve me.
Yeah, poor Emma.
Maybe we'll work together again.
Oh, I would love to work together with you again.
Emily and I have big plans. Criminals, beware.
You found anything suspicious?
I have a notebook full of it. The city is crawling with litterers. And some people use very bad words.
Guilty
Mom
as
says
charged.
It's not a crime. But anytime I say something, I get grounded. so I keep my eye on it.
Trying to rope you into her spy schemes. I hope it's not too much of a bother.
I'm doing just great.
Oh, I'm out
only
of
up in
coffee.
a lead. Well, more like a hunch. A ranger surveillance assistant's work is never done.
Never done.
So long!
Mom!
You should try Soberon's beer. It's brewed in the city, and it ain't
Speaking
bad.
of Mom, where did Mom run off to?
Good to see you.
There she is.
Just
Why,
let me
thank
drink in
you,
peace.
August. You got some business with me?
I'm the hero that solved the Galbank hostage crisis. You know, I don't want to
See
start
you.
that change yet. I don't want to start that quest line. There was a quest for the... I think it was this one. I heard a guard named Davis Wilson arguing with a scientist from the Ashton. Yeah, let's go do that. That was outside here in town, and I think it leads me to get in an outfit, is what someone said, and I really want an Aquila City Guard outfit, because that looked really cool. Are there multiple endings to the main story? There are many different endings, without spoiling things. There are many different paths you can take. Dude, this guy is rocking a badass stash.
Vigilance is what keeps Aquila City safe.
Vigilance and my
Friend,
badass
I gotta
mustache.
confess, I'm not much in the mood for conversation. I know I shouldn't let that woman get up under my skin, but, well, I can't seem to help it.
I hear my wife yelling at cats outside. I may have to go supervise here in a minute. Can you have conversations in third person over the shoulder? So, let me go in third person. I don't know. I never play in third person.
Friend,
so hold up.
I know
Hold up.
I shouldn't let...
Hold up, because they added something. I don't use the option. Hold up. They did add something to the gameplay options like a couple years back. I gotta go find it. Is it interface? No. Display? No. Accessibility? Dialogue camera. Off.
Friend, I gotta confess, I'm not much in the mood for conversation.
There you go.
I know I shouldn't let that woman get up under my
So
skin,
when you
but
turn it off, you can then have free range of the camera while you are in a conversation. Your character's locked, so you cannot move your character around, but you do have free control over the camera. So yes, you can. It's in the settings. So you can change the camera, whether you want it to be over the shoulder, as you say, or if you want it to be up person. Also, if you're in first person,
Keep them safe.
you know, normally when you have the conversation, it goes, you know, it goes
Friend,
straight up in it.
I gotta
If you're in
confess,
first person,
I'm
it
not
just,
much in the mood for conversation.
this is where you're locked, but it's
I
locked
know
based on
I
your
shouldn't let that
POV.
woman get up under my skin,
So once you
but,
start the conversation,
well,
that's the POV that you
I
get
can't
for the
seem to help
conversation.
it.
So if you want it to be over the shoulder, you have to be in third person mode. But if you're in third person mode and you have that option toggled, you can absolutely do over the shoulder conversations. And that is, again, that's in the, was it accessibility, I think is where we found that? The dialogue camera is what it's called. Yeah, that was one of the ones they added when they added all the gameplay settings, like 2 years ago, year and a half ago. I forget exactly when they added that. But that was one of the big changes that come when they added like all that stuff. When they added all this stuff right here, all of these gameplay options, that's when they added that camera. You guys didn't know about that? Well, I'll tell you what. That's another guide video that we can do. So, for those of you who want to know if you can change the dialogue camera, you totally can. And I'll clip this out for YouTube. So yeah, you can either do the way that I do it, which is the original default way, I believe, which is you talk to him and it immediately goes into this view.
I gotta confess, I'm not much in the
Or
mood.
you can have it
I
be
know
that
I shouldn't let
freestanding
that
camera,
woman get up under my
however you want to do it. So that is a, I don't know what we're going to call this video. 147. Camera angle. There you go, kids. There's all sorts of fun stuff when you go tripping through the options. Alright. What's that all about anyway?
Girl comes in here with her big ideas about how we defend our city. No respect for the way we've done things for years. No worries about the possible consequences. And expect us to thank her for making our lives more difficult. I tell you, I've never seen entitlement like that.
Okay. Thought she made some good points.
Well, then you got about as much sense as she does. Look,
this
ain't New Atlantis.
Yeah, that's one of the reasons I love when we do these streams, because I've already pulled
these walls around us. They're here for a damn good reason.
4 videos
I've trained the
that I
guards
can
here
clip
for
out from
years,
today's stream.
Again, for a damn good reason. We get it wrong, we not watching all the time, then the ash to kill innocent people. That's the simple reality of the situation. So when
Plus, I've got a list of videos I'm trying to make before the PS5 launch, and I have a list of videos that I'm going to make after the PS5
of us
launch.
Who dedicated our lives to protecting the city, that don't go over so well.
What do you mean, what is Starfield's save system? I'm not sure what you mean by that question. Ooh, I have a Starborn option. The sooner you start trusting Keone, the better. You'll see.
You sound so damn certain, but it don't work that way out here. Look, this is getting my blood pressure up talking about this so damn much. You think you can talk some sense into her? Be my guest.
Be my guest.
Otherwise, I suggest you leave defending this city to the people who spent their lives doing it.
And the mustache. You can do manual saves, or you can rely on auto saves. It's up to you. There's also a quick save system, just like every other Bethesda game. There's auto saves, quick saves, exit saves, and manual saves. Just like every other Bethesda game. And you can tune the autosave settings.
My research could open up more of Aquila to settlement in time. Well, you sure don't look like you're delivering the capacitors I'm waiting for. Something I can do for you?
Here you have some new tech for defending the city.
No. That's not really accurate. It is, however, slightly less openly hostile a reaction than I've gotten around here, so I'll take it. I'm not sure what you've heard, or, quite frankly, why this seems to be getting around the way it is. Despite assertions to the contrary, I'm not attempting to run anyone out of a job, or open the city gates to allow Ashton to come pouring in. Nor am I in any way attempting to make a statement about the competence of the current security forces and or apparatus in Aquila City. I hope that clears things up.
Absolutely. Makes total sense.
Fantastic. I need to prove that what I'm working on can make a positive difference. Then you'll see it my way. I could really use some help, in fact, just to make sure this all goes off without a hitch. Would you be willing to place some sensors for me?
Yeah, I could do that.
That is great news. Just take these and stick them in specific spots in the city along the wall. When you're done, come find me. I'll find something to do in the meantime to give myself an air of plausible deniability.
Plausible deniability. Alright, that's a great video that we can spin out as well. Thanks. More content, guys. Appreciate it. Give me 2 seconds. So.
Saw your ship come in. Nice ride.
So somebody had asked, how does this save system work in this game? And we're going to dive into this really quickly for our upcoming PS5 users who are going to be coming into this game for the first time, and or anybody who didn't already know this off the bat. So much like all other Bethesda games, you have your traditional manual save, quick save, and auto save, right? So if I were to go into this on the Xbox really quick, if you're going to be playing on the PS5, it's the same system. It's just the layout's going to be the same. The button presses will be the same, just different codes. So there's a quick save, manual save. We can go to the load and we can see how there's auto saves, quick saves, exit saves, as well as your manual saves. However, you can also adjust how the save settings work by going into the gameplay settings, going into the gameplay options, and then scrolling down to here. So you can tell the game to, and this is where we get into, like, if you want to play a survival version of the game, because some people want things to be more hardcore. I'll have a different video that's going to be going through all of these options, because if you'll notice on the right hand side, I have a XP penalty because I have certain things turned on. So adjusting these settings will adjust the amount of XP that you get. But you can turn the save on rest on or off. You can turn save on wait on or off. You can turn save on travel on or off. You can adjust when the game saves on autosave when pausing the game after specified time, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 30 minutes, 45 minutes, 60 minutes, or turn it off completely. Default, I believe, is 5 minutes. So you can adjust a lot of the different ways that the game saves depending on how hardcore of an experience that you want. Because a lot of people will want to, say, play it in a survival mode, because you can also go in here and say, if you're going to combine that with things like, I only want my food to heal me at a certain time. I only want combat afflictions, or affliction treatment to be done, like when I'm resting or things of that nature. You can go through here and turn things like that on, so on and so forth. So it's kind of up to you how you want that save functionality to work. So if you want to adjust that, you can, but otherwise it is the standard manual save, auto save, quick save, and exit save. So, and the exit save is an automatic thing. So right now, if I wanted to quick save, I could just do that here. If I decided to quit the game, it'll create an automatic exit file, which then when you come back into the game the next time, you can hop right in where you left off.
If it weren't for the walls, the whole town would be Ashton.
Yeah, there's no problems on the Xbox with the save file bloat. I think that's only a PC thing.
You got some good news, I hope?
It's the only kind of news that I bring.
Well, that's that then.
Yeah,
this
Machine,
next
I've got a whole
part,
video
it's
coming
a
up
bit
for
delicate.
our PS5
See that guard tower across
friends
the way there?
about
I
the
need to
gameplay
get in there
options, because
and
I
make a
love
few
adjusting
small
things.
modifications to the terminal inside. I don't have the processing power to collate all the data that'll be coming in from the sensors. The existing network does.
Whole new series of tips videos have been going out on YouTube, MN4185, so I would say go to the brand new playlist that I just created on Sunday, I think it was, well, you're on YouTube right now, so all you got to do is go to YouTube, go into the playlist section. You're going to see a brand new playlist for Starfield on the PS5. And in that playlist, I have been posting multiple tip videos per day for players who are coming into Starfield for the very first time on the PS5. So check that out. We've been doing a couple of videos per day. More to come every single day leading up to the launch of the PS5, where I'll be playing alongside everybody with a brand new character, and I will be continuing to publish guides after that as well.
Oh, goodness. I really am bad at communicating sometimes. I have that part well in hand. The, guard standing outside there, he's not gonna let me in. I need you to distract him. I should only need a few moments. So, I don't know, convince him to take a break or something. Or if you're feeling particularly rebellious, maybe give him some official business to attend to.
Official business.
I believe it's what Davis would refer to as a ruckus.
Oh, I missed the
As
Magnum
soon as
PI
you've got him
cameo
occupied,
comment
I'll
earlier.
scoot in and
Studman.
out before anyone notices. Okay? Let's do this.
That's hilarious. He totally. All right, get the guard to leave the tower. We can do this. Hang on, I am in a quick save here. Speaking of saves.
That bank robbery sounded intense. It could have gone down so much worse.
What brings you to the wall? Boredom? Because if that's what you're looking for, you've hit the jackpot.
I can't get into it, but I need a few minutes here alone. It's for a good cause.
And I'm just supposed to take this on what? Faith?
Don't you have anything better to do than ride my ass? No, having no reason to have a problem, is there?
I'm glad you understand the position I'm in here.
Everything's fine, nothing to worry about.
Well, if you say so. I guess I believe you. Just don't do anything I'll regret, okay?
What's he out there spying with his binoculars?
The unbelievers will surely believe you now.
That's right, Sahima. Do I need to talk to her? Yes. I just broke my leg.
That's all settled then. Thanks for the assist. Hope you're none too worse for wear.
After I just fell off a light pole. Well, if you need any more laws broken, I am game.
This is bending the rules, not breaking laws. And it'll all work out in the end. You'll see. Once enough data has been collected, I'll have the proof I need to convince them, especially Davis, that my technology is useful.
No, I do not think this is better than No Man's Sky. I think this
have
is different than No
preliminary
Man's
findings.
Sky. There's no such thing as better in the world of video games, Dime. There is only different. No Man's Sky does things different than Starfield. Starfield does things different than No Man's Sky. We don't want these games to be anything like each other. We want our games to be different, and we want to celebrate those differences so that when we play these different games, we can say, this feels like a Bethesda game. This feels like No Man's Sky. This feels like Starfield. This feels like Cyberpunk 2077. This feels like World of Warcraft. This feels like Diablo 4. This feels like EverQuest. This feels like Tales of the Shire. This feels like Stardew Valley. This feels like insert name of the game here. So, no, I don't think it's better than No Man's Sky. I think it's different than No Man's Sky. I play both games. I have hundreds of hours in both games. They are both great games. Go play all the games. That's what you should be doing. Enjoy! Wait 24 hours, it says. How come I can't steal this chair? Oh, but I can steal this chair. This chair looks way more comfy. Wait 24 hours. Exactly, Nick2. No Man's Sky is nothing like this game. Literally, the only thing it shares in common with this game is that it's set in space. It's a science fiction game. Otherwise, they are completely different games. One is a crafting survival game. One is a narrative space RPG. Like, completely different games. Alright guys, I have got to take a bio and a quick break, so I'm going to take about 5 minutes or so. Back shortly.
You are out of it. What? Huh? Coma? How do you even find this stuff? It's all You are out of it. What? Huh? Coma? How do you even find this stuff? It's all over. I love you like a brother, man, but maybe, I don't know, lay off for a while. The whole world is out there. You stay you, okay? Just be safe, all right?
Get that inventory down?
Sure did.
And you put in that order with Shepard?
Yes, ma'am.
You're a damn sight more reliable than my last part.
That's because rumor has it if I don't stay on the good side.
Believing everything you hear about me. Most of it, sure, but maybe not that much.
While I got your ear, I did want to say something. I ain't the best at expressing gratitude, but it really means a lot. You giving me this chance. Thank you for that.
Well, you proved it worth, so I might even have to stick around. Come on,
Got sidetracked with the water guys showed up, so I had to go buy some water for our drinking water. We do not drink tap water here, so we drink the call them garrafons, but they're like the big office things. I don't know what they are, 3 liters or something, 30 liters. I don't remember. I don't know how big they're. The big fucking water bottles that you get. We have 3 of those, and those guys show up on Wednesdays and Saturdays. And they're not showing up this Saturday because it is Easter weekend here, so I had to help Chris quickly empty one of the containers, so we made sure we had 3 full ones for the weekend ahead of us.
Coma? How do you even find that stuff? It's all over. I love you like a brother, man, but maybe, I don't know, lay off for a while. The whole world.
Is there a ton of content in Starfield? Nah, man. Just nothing to do, nothing to see. It's a Bethesda game, so yes, there are hundreds to thousands of hours of content depending on how you want to play the game. Just like all Bethesda games. You want to go play Skyrim for 1,000 hours? You can totally do that. That is a terrifying barbecue pit. You want to go play Fallout 4 for 1,000 hours? You could totally do that as well. But if you believe the haters of the internet, nah, man, there's nothing to do. Starfield's a boring game. If you believe the Instagram and TikTok
The sensors shouldn't
comments and my Twitter X comments from my stalkers, there's nothing to do. This is Bethesda's worst game. It's full of empty planets and no quests. There's nothing to do in this game. So, does this game have lots of content? It honestly depends on how smooth your brain is.
I just don't see any other explanation. Oh, it's you. I got the data from the seismic sensors.
Data!
And I need help.
Data!
Nothing that would get you in trouble this time. Promise.
Promise. Happy to help.
Oh, thank you.
That's right, Morpheo.
It's really nice to hear that.
There's only 3 hours of content. That's it.
Care.
Nickter says there's obviously nothing to do. That's why I've got 3,400 hours in it.
Well, Davis Wilson is pretty angry about it. I suppose I should have expected that.
Hang on, Dark Lord. Hang on. Hang on.
And I really need to coordinate with them because
I have a link.
The data I'm getting from the sensors is, well, it's off.
Hang on.
Not what I expected at all.
Hang on, I gotta find the link. Here it is. Here it is. That's right, kids. Dialogue isn't content. That is a hilarious video that we pulled from when we were playing Shattered Space. I just dropped a link in all the chats for everybody. If you got spare time at some point, that was one of the funniest things I've ever heard somebody say, because they said that dialogue isn't content. Quests aren't content. So if quests and dialogue aren't content, then yeah, there's nothing to do in Starfield. Royal Duck says, your PlayStation Starfield video inspired me to try the game again. I was originally put off at launch. I'm now 20 hours in and can safely say this is now my favorite Bethesda game. Anybody who has actually played Starfield enjoys this game. There are legitimate criticisms. Legitimately. There are legitimate criticisms. One of which is the redundant POIs, which they are addressing in the Free Lanes update. Definitely a legitimate complaint. Sure, more POIs would be great. Is it a fun Bethesda game? Is it a good Bethesda game? Absolutely, as is evident by the millions of players around the world who've played the game since its launch. The fact that it is a Game Pass beast, and the fact that it's been #1 in the PlayStation pre-order store for 2 weeks running now, every single day. The premium edition, by the way, #1 in the pre-order store. There are a lot of people chomping at the bit to play this game. It is a big game with lots to do. Perfect game? No. Great game? Yes. It's my personal favorite game that Bethesda has made, and it was not so when it came out. Go watch my original review for this game, and I reviewed this off the back of playing Cyberpunk 2077, and my original review for Starfield said, meh, it's a good game, but not a great game. But then I watched as they patched the rover in. They improved performance. They added different frame rate modes to the Xbox. They added overland maps. They changed how the different gameplay options work. They added all the different survival options, and they continue to add free content after free content after free content after patch after patch after patch after patch after patch after patch after patch. And then they dropped the Shattered Space DLC, and I went, you know what? This has now become my favorite Bethesda game. Over time. It did not start off that way. But it has over time become my favorite Bethesda game. Correct. There's no such thing as a perfect game. Correct. Comes to PS5 on April 7th. Next Tuesday. Mr. Maddie says it sucks. I know, right? Certain content creators love to hate it, but that's their problem. Not mine.
Kinda everything. The timing of the results, the strength of the signals. I did a lot of research on the Ashta before I started this project, and none of it lines up like it should.
Pong suffered from too much content.
No, the tech is fine. I never would have put it out there if I had any reservations about that. Look, I know I screwed up here. I went behind Davis's back and did what he told me not to. I don't expect him to talk to me. But this, I'm not gonna lie, it looks an awful lot like someone has been purposely messing with the system. I can't just stroll up and accuse him of anything, but maybe someone, you I'm thinking, could just ask around, see if something's going on. I'd really appreciate it.
Oh, I could definitely take a peek at Mr. Mustache. Wait, I don't think I can get out that way. My bad. That's an enclosed. Ah! Get open over. Alright, Mr. Stash. Don't tickle me now.
People around here think we own Aquila. They're wrong.
Thanks, Excella. Appreciate it for being here.
Don't mean
Thanks
to
for giving
be
me a
rude,
really cool video
but
earlier.
I got a lot of
That'll
things
get
on
clipped
my
out on
plate
YouTube,
right now.
YouTube later.
So unless this is important, I'm gonna have to ask you to come back some other time.
Keanu thinks you're sabotaging her sensors.
Well, ain't that just about the last damn thing I need right now?
Well, she's worried about the results.
Oh, is she? After going off and doing exactly what she was told
Oh, I
not
guarantee
to,
you that mustache
she's concerned
tickles.
now? She made my life a lot more difficult, but I don't have time to deal with that right now. I have more important things to worry about. Been tracking Ashta for a long time now, and suddenly their behavior doesn't add up. Probably not a coincidence.
Maybe that would explain the data she's getting.
Maybe it would, but right now I don't give a damn about her data. Now I need to get back out there and get some eyes on this situation. Since you so interested, looks like you can handle yourself. You want to join me?
Nope. There will never be a change in discourse on this game in the future, Hanny 330. Haters gonna hate. End of story. Haters gonna hate. You gotta learn how to deal with those haters if you're gonna play this game and stream this game. We were talking about bullies earlier. Bullies are always going to be bullies until you push back. The number one most important thing you can do if you're going to be streaming this game or playing this game is to get those fuckers out of your life. Block them, ban them, get them out of your chat. There is a beautiful tool that we have on every single platform that we stream on and create content around. YouTube allows us to ban users and hide users. Twitch allows us to ban users and hide users. Kick allows us to ban users and hide users. Twitter, Instagram, Discord, TikTok, every single platform allows us to ban and hide and get rid of dipshits. Do that and your life will be immediately better. If they are in your real life, you definitely need to get better friends. Change your phone number, lock your doors, change your keys. You are who you surround yourself with. So if you want to be happy and enjoy things in life, you got to find people who enjoy the same things as you and go deep and hard with those people. He laughed at my joke.
Yeah, I've heard more than a few hunters say something similar. They nearly all apologize for it later. Gear yourself up however you need to and meet me at the gate. We'll head out from there.
All right. Let's make sure we quick save. Hate is the recourse of the weak-minded. I fully agree with that one, Allie. Also, most of the big content creators who hate on this game do it because it makes them a shitload of money. Don't expect them to ever change their minds because it's not profitable to like this game. It's way more profitable to hate this game. It's way more profitable to light a candle in Todd Howard's image and bitch about how Bethesda's no longer the company they used to be. It's way more profitable to make claims like they haven't made a good game since 2002 because this was the first game I ever played when I was 13 years old. And so I can't distinguish between any other good games at all because I'm trying to chase that same nostalgia feeling that I had when I was 13 years old and played Morrowind for the first time. Misery loves company. Hatred loves an audience. If you feed it, it will grow, which is why we don't feed it in my audience. We nip that shit in the bud. We spray poison all over that crap. We ban those people from chat. We boot those people from our streams. We kick those bitches to the curb and say, get your hate out of here. As Yoda said, fear leads to anger. Anger leads to hate. Hate leads to suffering. We don't focus on that here. We're only the light side. We play games for fun.
Okay then. Just stick close to me, keep your head on a swivel, and you'll be fine. We'll be back before you know it. And maybe we'll get some answers.
All right, let's ride. But not the mustache, sir. I'm not in the mood today.
That's dangerous.
It's not dangerous. Oh shit, I gotta follow him. I forgot about this. The first time I did this quest, we bugged it out.
The space and the depth just doesn't make any sense. Let's keep going.
Following you, sir. Look at all that aluminum that's just sitting there waiting for me to grab it. And I'm not gonna do it because we're on a mission. That's right. If this game was as bad as they claimed it was, or is, it wouldn't be the bestseller that it is, or have the Game Pass numbers that it does.
Just doesn't add up.
It wouldn't be the franchise that it is. They certainly wouldn't have spent money to fly a bunch of people out to the studio if the game wasn't making any money.
This is one of our security bots. Someone sent this thing out.
No, I don't play sim games. Nope.
Why in the world? Shit, you hear that? Eyes up. We got incoming.
Eyes up, motherfucker.
Ash the burrow. You feel them coming before you see them. You know how to handle yourself. Most times someone encounters an Ashter, they panic. Not you. But now I got even more questions. Who in the hell did this and why?
Keone's not responsible.
No, I expect not. Someone from Aquila Security did this. We're the only ones that have access to these robots or can change their orders. I need to check this over, see if I can find some more details. But while I do that, I need you to run back to the city. Check the access logs on the computer in the barracks. Look for whoever signed for this thing last. I'll meet you in the city when I'm done here.
Search the security logs. What is that? Cobalt. Oh, you know what? Since we're out here, this is another great tip I can give new users who are going to be playing this game for the first time on the PlayStation. So, when you are out and about on a planet, you are eventually going to be told that you can use your scanner, which is this right here, to scan the environment, and you'll see things like that blue thing in the distance. That's a plant If we get close enough to it, we can scan it. This is a dead animal. We can scan it. And then there's going to be resources like these rocks that you can scan. And then it's going to tell you that you can use your cutter machine to mine things. And this is your cutter machine right here. But what the game never tells you is that you can actually focus fire your mining tool to harvest things faster. So once you have your tool in hand like so, and you find a rock like this one, you're going to pull the trigger and it's going to harvest that node. What I want you to look at is the very center of the screen, right? You're going to notice the round circle with the 3 triangle, like there's a little triangle in the middle and 3 lines moving into the center. If I hold the left button, the left trigger, you're going to notice that the outside edges of those 3 lines go into the center. You'll see exactly what I mean by that when I pull the trigger right now. You see how those move into the center and they align around that center area? I let go of them, they move back out again. That is focusing the fire. If you focus fire, when you harvest things, you will harvest things much more quickly. It will burn energy more quickly. But see how quickly that went compared to the first harvest? Now I'm going to leave it alone and look how long it takes to do this harvest. It's quite a bit longer when you do it the normal way as opposed to focusing. So we hold it till it's focused and then bloop,
I really hope
and
that
you're
was
done.
an accident.
It was totally an accident, girlfriend. Like, I'm just like looting things for an accident. So if you want to mine things more quickly, always remember to focus fire with your mining tool. And then here you go. Bloop. It's that simple, everybody. Another quick tip for our PS5 friends who are joining us as first-time players. Look forward to everybody joining us in the Starfield. I love the sound of a ship landing. Where is that coming from? God damn, that sounds good.
That sound doesn't get you rock hard. Are you even a Starfield fan?
Thank you, Champion of Light. Do weapon crosshairs work the same way? Not that I'm aware of. Holy shit, I never noticed that skeleton just hanging off the back of this.
Can you even read Jim's inventory?
Yes! I love the random ships landing. Sound effects for the wind. Up! Up! Had a hitch. Thought we were going to have my first ever crash in 600 hours. Didn't happen.
Nobody's allowed outside the city walls after nightfall.
Cry harder, trolls. Thanks for your free engagement. You guys are what keep me on the air. We did that video the other day. I love me a Starfield hater. I feel like the Starfield haters are my #1 type of fan. The people who rage watch my content every single time I post something positive about this game, every time I stream this game. They are there, foaming at the mouth, salivating at the lips, waiting to just suck it all up. They got their knee pads on, and they're just like, Mr. Renfail, please give me that Starfield directly into my mouth, please. Get it all in my eyes. Just put it all over my face. I want that Starfield. Oh, Starfield. It feels so good. I love to hate it. Oh. And I just watch the numbers go up and up and up and up and away. Troll tears fuel my retirement, kids. Sorry, not sorry. There is nothing quite like making money off of somebody's hate.
And the platypus? Funny stuff.
I'm just gonna mix it in my coffee and take a deep, deep sip. Small pack of acid at the North Ridge. Access logs. Most of them claim that they love Skyrim or Morrowind as their favorite game. And the reason that they do that, which we've talked about before, is because they are still stuck in that 13-year-old mentality of liking the things that they played when they were 13. They've never actually matured as human beings. And they've never actually matured as people. So they're stuck in that 13-year-old mentality, constantly chasing that nostalgia feeling, that feeling that they had when they were 13 years old and they played their first Bethesda game, which was usually Morrowind or Skyrim. I've talked about this in other places. It's kind of like the first time you've ever
If it weren't for
gotten
the walls,
oral
the
from
whole town would be an
someone
Ashta buffet.
when you're 14, 15, 16 years old. You're never going to forget that. And if you're always chasing that, it sucks. You're never going to be able to enjoy it from the next person down the line because you're always going to be like, but the first time was the best.
Oh, hey there. Back already. Davis said something about you going on patrol with him? He's all right, isn't he? Nothing
I will admit, the first one I ever got was pretty amazing. But I'll tell you what, I've had way better than the first one over the years. I've had way better. Trust me, everybody has a different technique. Some people do it better than others. Trust me, the first one is never the best one. They use their teeth, they don't know what they're doing. Do I have a difficulty picking up high-level characters because I haven't played them for a very long time? I'm not quite sure I understand that question, Butterfly. Oh, you mean when I go back to a game? Oh, I think I understand what you mean. Do I have a problem if I take a long break and then I go back to a Bethesda game? Not really, because Bethesda games kind of play the same across all of the different... Like, all of the Bethesda games sort of have the same controller layout. So that part of it I don't have a problem with. Remembering what storylines I was working on, that can be a bit of a challenge. Like, if I haven't played... I can tell you where I left off my Elder Scrolls character, and I haven't played that in about... not since Christmas time. I was in the middle of the Thieves Guild quests. Now, can I tell you who the name of the NPCs were, or what exactly I was doing? That part of it, no. But I do remember I was in the middle of the Thieves Guild quests. I know I left off my Skyrim playthrough in the Dragonborn DLC, but I don't remember what I was doing apart from that. I had a Cyberpunk playthrough that I dropped before the holidays that I was doing, which was my third playthrough with Pan Am. I was trying to romance Pan Am. Can't remember much beyond that. Like, there is no such thing as grind in video games, Purple Hearts. If you love the game that you're playing, it will never feel like a grind. If you don't like the game you're playing, it will feel like a grind. So it's up to you as to whether or not a video game has grind or not. Alright, I checked the logs. I know what you did.
Damn it! I thought I deleted those. Look, people getting hurt was never part of it. Davis has just been so stressed over this whole thing with that woman and her sensors, and it's been affecting him on the job.
April 7th is when this comes to
Damn
the
robot
PlayStation.
was just supposed to
Next
stomp around,
Tuesday.
mess up her data, and then come back.
I think around 9
I didn't know that
a.m.
would
Central,
rile up the
11
Ashta
a.m.
so
Eastern.
much. And it wasn't supposed to break down.
I know when I was looking at my pre-order on the PS5, it said estimated time 9 a.m. Central. So 11 a.m. Eastern, 9 a.m. Central. That would be 7 a.m. Pacific, I think, maybe. Sounds like it's time for you to start looking for a new job.
I was just trying to make life easier for Davis. I swear.
I have completed 2 playthroughs of Kingdom Come Deliverance and 1 playthrough of Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. See you, Amscon. Thanks for being here.
If I keep calling on one word trouble.
Here's a gold medal for your issues. That makes you feel better, baby. Alright, I better get an outfit from this. I was told that I get an outfit. Oh, Jesus, I almost broke my leg. Alright, Mustache
Whoever
Man.
sabotaged the robot is in for it. The robot's internals are fried, so I came up empty. You have any better luck than I did? Know who's responsible?
Kirkland said she did it to make your life easier. Said Keone was affecting your job performance.
You serious? Oh, Bailey, what were you thinking? My own people sabotaging equipment. Whole world's gone crazy. Well, I'm gonna have to go deal with this. Thanks for helping out. I'll kick some credits your way. May not be much. Not made of money around
Outfit!
here.
Give me an
You
outfit!
might want to give Miss Alpin some time to get clean data. Might be her research. Well, it might prove useful.
Do I get an outfit? I don't see an outfit. Wait 24 hours to talk to Keone. Someone told me I could get an outfit from this quest, and I
can't
don't
believe
see it.
Bailey did such a bonehead move.
Alright, well I gotta wait 24 hours. Astro Dibby said something really interesting. The Starfield haters are funny because most of them have never ever played it. Correct. The easiest time to see when someone has it's not time. The easiest sign that someone has never played Starfield is when they say something like the game is nothing but loading screens, or they say something like the game is nothing but empty planets with nothing to do, or they will say something like there's no cities in the game other than like New Atlantis, Aquila, and Sidonia. Anytime you see somebody make those types of statements, you know for a fact that they've never actually played the game. Never actually played the game. Because anybody who's played the game knows that there are hundreds of hours of quest lines to play. There are many cities across the settled systems, such as New Homestead. There are many places to explore across all of the different planets. Many different handcrafted POIs on those planets, interspersed with the residual stuff. So, yeah, haters have never actually played the game. They regurgitate the same exact talking points that they heard a big YouTube content creator make like 3 years ago. Bubblini says, anytime I see those statements, I know I am dealing with a person who is running a script they didn't write on a worn-out hard drive. Goddamn, Bubbles, that's awesome. That is so true. They're running a script they didn't write, and they're running on an old, outdated hard drive. Oh, that's great. Oh, that sound effect. Look at it. Look at it. It just goes up into the sky. It's behind the building. I can't see it, but I can hear it.
Got a call. Someone's power kept going out.
Hey, how have you been? Staying out of trouble?
There are no stars in Starfield. 010, I want a refund.
Staying out of it? No, ma'am. I go looking for it.
Well, whatever gets you through the day. I've had more than my fill of it for this lifetime. Things here have been, well, they're better. The ISIS thought
I'm gonna go check the barracks again and see if maybe something is spawned.
We'll probably
in those,
never be friends, but at least we're on speaking terms now. I think he finally appreciates the value of my research.
Well, I'm glad you two are getting along.
Yeah, we're much better as a team, even if it is a cautiously engaged one. In fact, speaking of Davis, I have to confess, I'm a little worried about him.
Why is that?
In analyzing the recent data, I've isolated readings suggesting that someone is making patrols far more often than in the recent past. I don't have any direct evidence, but I know it's Davis. It's gotta be. I'm worried that everything I've inadvertently put him through is kinda, I don't know, pushed him over the edge, or at least a little too close to it.
If you were really worried, you could go talk to him.
I have recognized that Davis has an emotional reaction to my presence. We're on speaking terms, but he still gets agitated. I don't want to make things worse. I'm better with statistics and circuits than I am with people. I've already made a mess of this situation. Do you think you could go speak to him? If nothing else, it would ease my conscience.
All right. Let's go see if we can get some more mustache tickles.
Vigilance is what keeps Aquila City safe.
Vigilance and a badass stash.
Why is it every time I see your
Yep,
face?
absolutely going to be watching the Darth Maul show. I love Star Wars. Davis, I'm hurt.
Mm-hmm. All broken up about it, I'm sure. So what can I do for you?
We're worried about how much time you're spending outside the walls.
I don't know whether I should be reassured that someone cares or creeped out that someone's watching me that closely. That woman, I swear, even though we've smoothed over most of the rough spots, she still manages to strike a nerve without even trying.
If you need help, you can just ask.
Maybe I do. Maybe I don't. Not sure yet. When we were out there and we found that robot, obviously that threw me for a loop. Still can't believe one of my own people will pull a stunt like that, endangering us all. But the more I thought about it, that whole episode doesn't account for some of the tracks I saw out there. Too large, too spread out.
You think there's some other creature out there.
Yeah, that's what I'm afraid of. If there's a bigger Ashta out there, something meaner than what we've seen so far.
Morpheus wanting to redeem a late night rant.
If you and Kiona are worried, why don't you just come with me then? Either I get an extra gun in a fight, or you get to laugh at the old man and say, "I told you so."
All right.
I give you a chance to gear up if you need it, and maybe grab the biggest gun you got, just in case.
Yes, there is a Darth Maul show coming. Give me a chance to grab things. I've got a Renfail rant that just got redeemed over on Twitch. So I need a second here though before we get to it. Someone said blink twice if Bethesda's holding you hostage.
Looks like we got another off-worlder.
Someone says you have to completely understand the frustrations with loading screens in Starfield. No, I don't have to understand it because it's not a frustration point for me. Hang on, I'm clearing a couple things out really quick before I get to this Renfail rant. Alright, let me take a look at this. Shiny just dropped 5 gifted memberships over on YouTube right as we get into this Renfail rant. So, Six Morpheo over on Twitch, the whistling is hilarious. Just redeemed a Renfail rant for 5,000 Renfail points. 5,000 points over on Twitch, and says, let's redeem a late night rant. Starfield is trash, the graphics are outdated, and the animations during dialogues look janky and unnatural. The zoom on faces is so old school you would expect more from a 2023 game. Starfield is trash. That'll be the name of that video for sure. All right, so I'll address the first thing I will address is because we actually had somebody ask this question earlier, and we actually have a video coming out about the dialogue camera. So the default dialogue camera is the old school way of doing things, right? Which is
I'm not looking to rush you.
It zooms in.
I'm not getting any younger here.
Right? Now, if I'm in third person, same thing.
I'm not looking.
That's the old school way of doing things. But you can also go in here to the gameplay options. Oops, that's not gameplay options. I gotta remember where I'm at. Settings, accessibility, and then you can go into the dialogue camera, which then allows you to have a different dialogue view where you can have it be here.
I'm not looking to rush you.
And you can move the camera around while you were in. And you can have a different POV. Now this POV is locked depending on what POV you're at. So if I'm in first person, it does it this way instead. So it just keeps it at the same distance and doesn't zoom it in. So that part of the complaint we can already address right out of the gate, because it's something that you can literally adjust how you see fit. I personally prefer the way that I have it on by default, which is having that dialogue camera off, because I happen to like the way that it looks normally when it just pulls it in. Now, in terms of the game being trash,
I don't know.
the graphics are outdated, animations during dialogues look janky and unnatural, the zoom in on faces is old school. This is where every game has a different art style.
All my life I've wondered about.
If you've ever actually gone and looked at, as an example, you'll hear a lot of people will say things like, Baldur's Gate 3 has amazing motion capture and blah, 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 blah. If you've ever actually played Baldur's Gate 3, which is a phenomenal game, it is the most awarded game of all time as of this recording. If you ever actually go, watch, and play Baldur's Gate 3, you will notice that the lip syncing rarely ever matches up with the dialogue that is coming out of the characters' mouths. Same thing with Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. Many games do motion capture. The dialogue very rarely is ever perfect because the technology is not yet perfect for any game, whether it uses motion capture or old school animation techniques. A lot of games will approximate based on syllables. I would argue that every game, I don't know that I've ever played a game where I could look at the motion capture and go, oh my god, that looks realistic. I have played some games where the company has spent a lot of time putting their points into that. And when I say points, here's the way you can look at this. Every game, if you can imagine a pie chart, right? Every game out there has a big old pie chart, and that pie chart can only go to 100, right? Think of this as, or you could also think of it as skill points, because in Starfield we have a skill point system, right? So let's think about it this way. You have 100 skill points that you could spend on your character at character creation. And you have to decide where you're going to put those points based on the type of character that you want to create. So when you're making a game, you have to decide where you're putting your points. Are you putting your points into really cool motion capture and, you know, having hyper-realistic player characters? If so, then you're going to have to put a bunch of points into that, which means you don't have as many points to put into things like gameplay mechanics or the tech for loading or things like multiplayer, right? So you have to decide as a game developer, where are you putting your 100 points when you're creating your game? If you look at where Starfield put all their points, it's a Bethesda game. So Bethesda games tend to put all of their points into rich, deep RPG systems where you can create a character that can be played for an infinite amount of time, such as in Skyrim or Fallout 4 or in Starfield with the Unity, where you can go through the Unity over and over and over again. I've gone through 3 times. Bubbaloni in our chat, I think, just said he went through the 10th or 11th time and has his fresh character ready to go for the new content on the 7th. You can go through as many times as you want. You can continue to rank up and max out every single one of these skill trees if you wanted to over the course of thousands of hours of gameplay. And you could also go through and rank up to rank 10 in all of the powers if you wanted to go through the Unity over and over and over and over again. And moving into free lanes, you're going to be able to spend quantum essence to level these things up if you prefer to do it that way. So Bethesda has traditionally always put their points into these deep RPG systems wherein you can create the ultimate character that you want to play forever. And as a result, you'll have really cool subsystems related to lockpicking and the combat and everything else. On top of that, something that this game does, which they haven't done before in the past with their traditional RPGs, so there is gunplay in Fallout, but the gunplay in Fallout is more of because you have the VAT system, right? So looking at Fallout, the Fallout system doesn't have the fluid gunplay that Starfield has because the Fallout games put their points into the VAT system, which is a pause-based system wherein which you can target specific body parts. This game doesn't do that. This game has a very fluid gun action style combat system with the guns. And there are lots of different guns that do lots of different things. We have a sniper rifle here. I have got a shotgun here. All the guns do different things. They act differently. This game has a complex physics system so that when you are in a 0G environment, if you fire a ballistics weapon, it will knock you backwards and send you flying through the ship. So you have to use laser weapons when you're inside of a ship so that you don't accidentally send yourself flying through 0G. Thanks for that channel membership, Mitchell Holland over on YouTube. Appreciate it. So on top of that, Starfield also has a robust shipbuilding system wherein you can modify any ship that you purchase, find, or steal in the game. Plus you can build ships from scratch. All of that to say that this game has spent all of its points on a deep, rich, and robust role-playing framework for players to be able to live out their fantasy of being a space pirate or a space trucker or a space cowboy or a bounty hunter and have a really cool ship to fly around in space. There's also player housing. You can decorate the interior of your houses. There's outpost building. There's the entire outpost system. There's the interior decorations of your ships. There's all of these different things. There's also the companions, which are similar to many other Bethesda games, so on and so forth. When you look at the evolution of Bethesda character art and the way the world looks from Creation Engine 1 into Creation Engine 2, you can see a progression, because Morrowind looks a lot shittier than Oblivion, which looks a lot shittier than Skyrim, which looks a lot shittier than Fallout 4, which looks a lot shittier than Fallout 76, which looks a lot shittier than Starfield. If you've been playing Bethesda games for a long period of time, you can see a natural progression in the graphics getting better over time as the Creation Engine has gotten better over time. But one thing that Bethesda doesn't do is put all of their points into creating hyper-realistic character models. They never have. If you go play Skyrim today, those character models are... Morrowind, it's even worse. And you can get mods in Skyrim to make the world look beautiful, but you're never going to be able to make those character models look that great. Even with the Oblivion remaster, which came out last year, there wasn't a lot they could do with the character models. They did a lot with the game world, but not so much with the character models. So Starfield has always put their points into that rich RPG framework, along with some of the best voice acting and a rich stable of voice actors that they have worked with across many of their games, aka Wes Johnson, so on and so forth, and having these epic stories that are told through their games, and DLCs that are rich and robust and offer dozens of hours of content. So when you look at where is Bethesda spending their points, they are spending their points on creating rich frameworks for RPG, great voice acting, great storytelling, all wrapped up in a big old package of a game where you can spend hundreds to thousands of hours playing your character, or characters if you prefer to roleplay, across many different types of quests, or none at all if you prefer to just live out the world and do whatever you want. And the character models, for me personally, they look great. Are they the best looking in the industry? Nope. Were they the best looking in 2023 when the game came out? Nope. But you know what this game had that no other game had that at the time it came out? The fact that I had this robust shipbuilding system that I could use. No other game offered me that system. No other game offered me the flexibility of the skill system or the New Game Plus that they offered with the Unity, where you can go through this multi-dimension and have a different universe every single time I went through. 1,000 planets to explore. That's pretty nuts. Some people will say, yeah, but No Man's Sky has way more than 1,000 planets. Yes, but I would also argue that No Man's Sky is spending its points in a different way. No Man's Sky spent its points in a robust generative system that allows them to have galaxies with millions of planets, but where they didn't spend points is on narration, voiced character acting, rich storylines, all of the things that Starfield does that No Man's Sky does not. They are two completely separate games. No Man's Sky put all of its points into really amazing tech, which allows them to have this massive ever-spawning universe. Starfield put its points in different places. And when you understand that point system and how everybody only gets 100 points to start with to fill up their pie chart, that'll help you understand game development a little bit better, and why every game has a different art style, because not every company is going to spend all of their points on making a hyper-realistic game. Great question, by the way. Correct. No Man's Sky also put points in it, procedural generation over handcrafted. And this game, for all that it does with procedural generation, it still does a ton of handcrafted stuff, which No Man's Sky doesn't do any of. There is nothing handcrafted in No Man's Sky at all. It's 100% procedural. This game still has places like Aquila, New Atlantis, New Homestead, Sidonia, etc. It'll be really interesting to see how Squadron 42 looks when it comes out, because all the promotional material they've done, where they filmed, they had a massive AAA Hollywood cast come in to film all that stuff. It looks great in all the promotional videos they've done. Now, is it going to look that good when it comes out? I really hope so, because that looks like it has the potential to be something special. All right, folks, that was a great stream. We had some great... I've got like 6 videos that we're going to go clip out from the stream tonight. And I got to go now because I do have to get videos prepped for tomorrow morning. I need to take a break for some exercises and take a break from my eyes. And we'll be back again tomorrow. Crimson Desert in the morning, Starfield in the afternoon. We'll be doing more Starfield every single day leading up to the launch of the PS5. And lots more videos for our PS5 friends who are going to be joining us. I've got multiple tips and guides that are getting cut out of the stream, which will be going up over the next little bit on YouTube for channel members and then out for the public after that. So stay tuned to YouTube. And as always, everything in between the streams happens there. But don't forget all the socials, the Discord, the Patreon, the merch store, the Amazon store, etc. Thanks for being here. We had a whole bunch of gifted memberships. Thanks, Shiny. Thanks for the new memberships. Thanks for the points redemption, the great discussions, the super chats, the Prime subscriptions over on Twitch. And I'll see everybody tomorrow morning bright and early for more Crimson D. Because you know your mom loves the D. So do I.